So here in my hand is the American Express Business Gold Card. Now, recently, American Express has made quite a few changes and updates to the American Express Business Gold Card, and I've seen a lot of different people in various forums and online chats talking about the changes made to this credit card, and it seems that quite a few people are having mixed feelings and opinions on it, and there's some people who are questioning should they keep using the Amex Business Gold Card or not. So that's why in today's video, I'm going to be going over all the new changes and updates and covering everything that you need to know about this credit card. So if you're trying to decide if this credit card is still right for you, or maybe you're considering applying for this credit card, then this video is definitely going to be beneficial for you. And towards the end, I'll also be sharing my own opinions on it, on whether I'm going to keep this card or not. So starting things off with one of the more obvious changes, it's going to be to the annual fee of this credit card. So currently the annual fee on the Amex Business Gold Card is going to be $295 per year, which does already make it a little bit more expensive than its personal gold card counterpart, which is only $250 a year. But starting February 1st, the Amex Business Gold Card annual fee is going to be increasing by $80 and will now be $375 each year. Now, well, of course, this does mean that the Amex Business Gold Card is going to be more expensive each year. American Express has also added some new credits that can kind of help you offset that annual fee a little bit, which we'll talk about here in just a second. Now, the next change that American Express has made to this credit card is going to be to the earnings categories of it. So one of the main benefits or more popular reasons to actually get the American Express Gold Card is because with this credit card, you have the ability to earn 4x back on your two highest eligible spend categories each month. Now, the first 4x back categories on this credit card were already existing categories, meaning nothing has changed there, and that means you're going to be able to get 4x back on dining, takeout, and delivery services. You're going to be able to get 4x back at gas stations, 4x back on advertising, and then 4x back on U.S. electronics purchased from U.S. retailers. But in addition to those existing categories, American Express has also added two new 4x categories, which is going to be 4x back on transit services, so things like taxis, Ubers, rideshare services, subways, and even select parking garages. And you're also going to be able to get 4x back when you pay your US cell phone bill with this credit card. So if you have maybe like a big family or you have quite a few people on your cell phone plan, then it's definitely a decent opportunity to rack up a few more points with that 4x back. Now, with the addition of these new 4x categories comes the loss of two others that used to be a part of this credit card, and that's going to be that you are no longer going to be able to get 4x back on flights booked directly with the airline, and probably the biggest loss for a lot of people that actually have this credit card is going to be you'll no longer be able to get 4x back on shipping purchased in the US. Now, one quick thing to note with this is that it is 4x back on your two highest eligible spend categories each month on up to the first $150,000 spent each year. And then after that, it's going to go down to just 1x back. But unless you're running an extremely large business with lots of different employees and moving parts, I would say that for most people, $150,000 each year is still going to give you plenty of room to earn that 4x back. Next up on the list, American Express has also now added the ability to earn 3x back on prepaid hotels and airfare booked within the American Express travel portal. So yes, you do lose out on that 4x back on airfare purchased directly with the airline. However, I think it does kind of make up that you're now able to get 3x back on travel booked within their travel portal. Gives you a little bit more flexibility, and it makes this credit card a little bit better if you are someone who travels regularly and you don't have another premium travel card. Now, even with the addition of earning 3x back on prepaid travel within the American Express travel portal, American Express has also done away with the 25% redemption bonus on flights booked within the travel portal when using points. So previously with the Amex Business Gold Card, if you were to use points to book a flight within the travel portal, you could be eligible to get up to 25% of that flight purchase back credited to your American Express account in MR membership reward points. And all you had to do to be eligible for this is book any business or first class flight with any airline, or if you wanted to use your chosen airline, like let's say you had Delta, for example, you could actually book any flight in Delta class and you would get that 25% back. But unfortunately, with these recent updates, that is no longer going to be the case. So if you are someone who has been heavily relying on that 25% boost in past years when you're booking flights with your points, then I would say definitely take that into consideration and just know that going forward, that is no longer going to be offered by American Express. Earlier, we talked about how the annual fee for this credit card is going to be going up to $375 a year starting on February 1st of 2024. But in addition to this, American Express has also added some new credits that have never been on this credit card before, and these will allow you to offset that annual fee sum and kind of get you some money back in your wallet. And these new statement credits are going to start off by including a $20 a month statement credit that you can get when you purchase things at FedEx, office supply stores, and Grubhub. And secondly, you'll now be able to get a $12.95 monthly credit towards the purchase of a Walmart Plus membership that was not previously offered on this credit card. Now, if you don't currently have a Walmart Plus membership, or maybe you've been on the fence about getting it and you're wondering if it's right for you or not, in my personal experience, I have very much enjoyed having this service because for me, I am a busier person and I don't always have the time to go directly to the grocery store and pick out everything that I need. So having the ability to get those groceries delivered to my house in as little as sometimes 2 hours directly from the store is a huge benefit to me. Now, with all of that, Walmart Plus is not just a grocery delivery service. It has a bunch of other benefits, like you can also get 10 cents off per gallon of gas at over 14,000 gas stations, including Exxon, Mobil, and Murphy. And lastly, you can get a free streaming membership to Paramount Plus, Pluto TV, and you can also get early access to deals and Black Friday sales. Next up, this one's going to be a little bit more of a minor change, and it's just going to be cosmetic. But if you are an existing card member or you're a new applicant, you now have the ability to select the Rose Gold American Express card. Now, this is something that's already been around for quite some time on the personal gold card, so it isn't anything new or groundbreaking, but if you are someone who does like that rose gold color, then you can now get it on the business gold card. And lastly, the newest change to this credit card is that you now have the option to be eligible for cell phone insurance. So if you pay your monthly cell phone bill with the business gold card, then you are going to be eligible to get up to $800 in reimbursement costs towards the purchase of either a phone replacement or phone repair after just paying a $50 deductible. And just to give you a quick idea of how valuable this can actually be, if you were to purchase AppleCare Plus, this can cost you between $200 for 2 years of coverage, or if you wanted to pay monthly, it's going to cost you about $13 each month. So if you are someone who's not wanting to pay the extra $200 or $13 a month for AppleCare Plus, but you still want to protect that brand new iPhone that you have, then as long as you pay your cell phone bill with your business gold card, then you're going to be eligible for that cell phone protection. And since it's putting an extra $200 back in your pocket that you don't have to pay for AppleCare, that can also go towards your annual fee of this credit card. So now that we've talked about all the new changes and updates of this credit card, there's a few things that I want to touch on, and the first one is going to be the annual fee. So I want to start off by saying that recently I know there's been quite a few changes to a few different American Express products, and with things like increased annual fees and American Express pop-up jail happening for a lot of individuals, just meaning that you can still apply for and get American Express credit cards, but you're not eligible for any of the welcome bonuses or introductory APR offers. I've been seeing a lot of people questioning whether American Express credit cards are still worth it or not. And to that, what I will say is that I do still think that American Express has a lot of great product offerings, especially if your lifestyle and your spending habits match up with it. But I do understand that with all of these new changes and increased annual fees, it's more important now than ever when you're deciding on a credit card to weigh out the pros and cons of that credit card and make sure that 100% it makes sense for you and your lifestyle before applying. The next big big thing that I want to touch on is doing away with 4x back on shipping. So I know that a big reason and a very popular reason why a lot of individuals may have gravitated to the Amex Business Gold card is going to be that 4x back on shipping, which would be very valuable for a lot of business owners who are running something like a drop shipping store or some sort of e-commerce website. For those who are running any type of drop shipping business or business where you're spending a lot on shipping each year, then I would strongly recommend looking at something like the Chase Business Inc. Preferred. And no, this isn't going to be the same 4x back that you would previously get with the Business Gold card. However, it still does earn a very impressive 3x back. And if you are spending a lot of money on shipping each year, then it's a very valuable option to have. And it's definitely going to be better than just earning 1x back on the Business Gold card. And lastly, with the introduction of statement credits to the Business Gold card, I do think that this is a step in the right direction from American Express. And it is nice to see that even though they are increasing the annual fee of this credit card, they're giving you a few ways to recuperate some of that money back into your wallet. But I do just wish that with these credits, some of them were a little bit easier to use and gain value out of. And what I mean by that is that with these statement credits, they're monthly statement credits that are use it or lose it, meaning that if 1 month you don't use that $20 statement credit for FedEx or office supply stores, then that is gone for that month and you can't get it back. So then you're just out that $20 statement credit. Now, something I do think that a lot of individuals, including myself, would like to see is making it a little bit easier to use these credits, and with some of them, maybe even giving you access to the entire credit upfront at once. And what instantly comes to mind when I mention this is something like the Chase Sapphire Reserve, where that credit card gives you an annual $300 travel credit, and they make that travel credit so simple and easy to use. You can use the entire credit at any point in time, or you could just use a partial credit simply by just making an eligible travel purchase with your credit card. But I do still understand that with these credits, giving them to you on a monthly basis, it is their way of getting you to continue to use their products for the long term. Now, really quickly, I did mention that I wanted to talk about my thoughts on the Business Gold card and whether I'm going to keep it myself or not. And for this, I will say that the main reason why I actually got the Business Gold card was because I wanted the sign up bonus. And at the time, I was able to get 100,000 Amex reward points after spending $10,000 in 6 months of account opening, which, if you don't know, the typical welcome bonus or most common offer for this credit card is for 70,000 points after spending the same $10,000 in 3 months. And so for me, spending $10,000 in 3 months is unrealistic. So having that extra time frame of an extra 3 months, plus being able to get an additional 30,000 bonus points on top of the normal sign-up bonus, was definitely a no-brainer for me. And it's something I wanted to jump on to add some more American Express points into my account. Now, for me personally, with the annual fee increasing to $375, and it'll likely continue to go up even more from there, I do think that I will probably look at canceling this credit card within the 1 to 1.5 year mark. As like I mentioned earlier, for me, the biggest reason of getting this credit card was to get the 100,000 point sign-up bonus. And well, yes, the 4x back on electronics and cell phone services is nice to have. I would rather have a credit card that maybe earns a little bit less in those categories, but comes with a much lower annual fee. But that's going to be it for today's video. And I am definitely curious to know, what do you guys think about these new updates and changes to the Business Gold card? Do you think that they're for the better, or it's a negative to have? Definitely let me know by leaving a comment down below. If you enjoyed this video and found it informative, I'd appreciate if you could drop a like while you're down there, as it helps me and the channel out a ton. And if you are new and are interested in more content just like this, where I talk about personal finance and credit card tips, then consider hitting that subscribe button so you never miss a new video. As always, each and every one of you are amazing, and I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day.